The last video we focused on dynamic blocks, and in this video what we're going to do is look at how we can even further extend your productivity using data extraction inside of AutoCAD. Data extraction, in my opinion, is a tool set that is highly underused. It can really help you with counting quantities and extracting information from either your drawing or the individual blocks around your drawing. What we're going to do is create a real simple tag. So on that tag, let's say that we've got 100 by 100 millimeters. Let's just move that up a little bit. And what we're going to do is select that geometry and we're going to create a dynamic block or a block, sorry. And against here, let's just going to say tag block for a name. Let's specify the point as the bottom left corner. Let's make sure we open it in the block editor and hit OK. From here, I'm going to add a dimensional constraint from the left to the right. I'm going to call that length and equal that to 100. I'm then going to add attributes. Now, an attribute inside of AutoCAD is something where we can store text-based information. Those attributes can be a constant value, they can be invisible, so they're there but you can't see them. They can have lots of different options. But for this, we're just going to add two. We're going to add name. This is going to be a prompted entry. So we can have a name tag. That name can have text settings, so let's just have a text height of 10, left and standard justification, press OK, and let's place that particular block piece of attribute information 15 over there and 15 up from there. As well as adding basic text, we can also read from properties inside of the AutoCAD file. So we can read like the author or the creation time, stuff like that. Any other attributes that you've got in a title block. But we can also read other information such as this length parameter. So if you follow the last video and start creating dynamic blocks, I can actually use attributes to go ahead and read those parameters. Let's come in here and create an attribute called length. Let's give it a default value, which is associated to this block and the length. We can have current units. Press OK. If I press OK, and again, let's just choose to place that in the same place. So let's go 15 millimeters from the edge and then 30 millimeters up. From here, I'm going to go ahead and say test block, just to see what happens when I grab this block and move it to the right hand side. By changing the value here and typing regen to regenerate the drawing, we get a live field, and that is working as I would expect it to. So if we close the block editor now, save the changes, let's go ahead and place that block. Let's place one here. We have a prompted entry, so it's going to ask for a name. I'm going to type my name in, and it's telling me what the length is for this particular component. Press OK. If I select this and change the length in any way, so if I grab this and move it forwards and regenerate the model, you can see that the length parameter updates. If I place another version of this particular block, and against this particular block here, I'm going to make this slightly smaller and regen. I can place as many of these as I want to. I'm then going to say that I want to use a data extraction. So I'm going to insert a table. And I'm going to insert the table using a data extraction. So insert from objects in the drawing. Press OK. We'll need to save the drawing, so I'm just going to save it away on my desktop. And I'm going to create a new data extraction file, which you can template. So if you want to create one of these and save it somewhere and forget about it, we can do so. We can run the data extraction on one or many drawings, or even on specific selected objects in the drawing. So we have one drawing we want to run this on. I'm going to look specifically at attributes that I've got within the model. I'm going to get rid of all of this information and just leave me the attribute information that we have on this. Interesting. some reason I can't see the block that I have just created and placed several times, which is really frustrating. It's because I haven't selected it. So don't make the mistake I have. Make sure you go in and select, there's the block, I'm looking for that block, or select all the blocks that you're looking for. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So select the block that you're looking for. And then in there, I'm going to go ahead and just deselect everything apart from attributes. And I want to pull out the name and the length of each of those blocks. In there, it then gives us a preview. So we can have a count. We can have the name. I don't want the name, so we can hide the column. So we've got the ability to sort these any way that I want to. If I say next, insert into the drawing, obviously choose the table style that suits you. This is going to be quite small, but I'm going to place that just there. If I place some more of this block and place some more of this block and regen, generate some different lengths over here. If we start having a look at our table, if we look at a right click on our table, we've got the ability to start updating. So I can say right click, update data links, and it's going to come in and show you that I now have 3 blocks that are very different. The name is Gemma and the lengths are different for each one. 5 blocks called Robin with the same length and 2 blocks called Gemma with the same length. So if you take this with the last video on dynamic blocks and think about maybe modeling something a bit more accurately with the dimensional values as parameters stored within the blocks themselves, we could place those and then we can instantly get our bill of materials or our bill of quantities or our countings done more automatically inside of AutoCAD. Yes, you still need to make sure that you don't have an instance where someone's gone in and placed a block exactly over another block, because guess what? It's not going to stop those human errors, but by inference, really powerful. We can quickly extract data from our AutoCAD file, and this can be easily exported to Excel should you need to.